Analyze the multi-dimensional challenges posed by external state and non-state actors to the internal security in India. Also discuss the measures required to be taken to combat these threats. Yeah. What is the demand of the question and what is the framework? For internal security questions, always read the question twice or thrice because there will be many dimensions to the questions and many parts to the questions. Okay. So what will be the framework? Intro, challenges posed by external state actors, challenges, measures required. Okay, can we add government measures? So just analyze the multidimensional challenges posed by external state and non-state actors to the internal security in India. Also discuss measures required to be taken to combat these threats. Yes, Jitendra, along with what do you think are the measures? You can always add the existing measures in place by the government. That is very welcome.
Yes,
okay. So what do you understand by this particular word, external state and non-state? What do you mean by external state actors and who are non-state actors? Can anyone explain? See, these are important. That's the reason I'm discussing only 4 questions today, because there is some concept also involved about the various aspects of internal security. Very interesting topic also. Yeah. What do you mean by external state actors and what do you mean by non-state actors? The moment you understand that, the answer is very much easy. And then there are 2 or 3 dimensions for the question. Multi-dimensional challenges posed by external state, multi-dimensional challenges posed by non-state, and then measures way forward. The framework is clear. Okay, framework. Now, after discussing for more than a month, you people should be extremely comfortable with the framework. Okay, now understanding the crucial or the critical words of the question is important. Okay, state actors mean government representatives. Okay, non-state actors are NGOs, MNCs, pressure groups. Okay, these Kisan Sabhas. Okay, all these are the CCIs, FICCI. All these are non-state actors. Then what are external state actors? Sumant, slightly more audible. Yeah, now it's okay. Tell me, Sumant.
External state is the political entity outside our India, sir. It can be another. It can be governments. It can be state agencies like ISI. So something that comes from official political entity is external state.
Yes. So here they are not asking you external threats. They are asking you external state actors. So that means some agencies which are actually licensed by the external states. See, in the political jargon, I think most of you have political science as your optional. State is nothing but a country. Okay. So I'm not going into the exact definition of what is a state, but in general, you all understand what you mean by state here. So your external state means the agencies which are supported by the foreign countries. Okay, as someone mentioned, the ISI or the Chinese army who are conducting cyber threats. Okay, and you can take the example of Pegasus also, I believe. Pegasus is actually a licensed software in Israel government, right? But then it is not a threat to this thing. Bringing the external state actor without the permission of them and then using on Indians is a big threat.
Sir,
Yes,
I think it's a private company.
Pegasus is a private company in Israel?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. NSO Group is a private company.
But I remember reading it as some company which is, okay, someone can do a Google search. Is it a private company or is it controlled by Israel government?
It is a private company, sir, but our government bought it through some defense agreement with the government. some secret defense agreement.
But Israel has officially sold it to our government, right?
Yes, sir. It is sold as a part of government deal.
Okay. So it can be a kind of external state threat only, na? Can it be
Yes, sir.
categorized? No, I am also not 100% genius. So I'm just asking you, can it be categorized as external threat? What do you think?
I think not exactly, sir.
Okay.
Because we even buy some other weapons like some aircrafts and all from other companies through defense agreements between countries.
See, even if you go with that fact, Rafale is a private company, but then we are
Yes,
buying
sir.
Rafale through a G2G agreement.
French,
Na?
yes, sir. French
G2G
government
agreement between French and India. So
Yeah, sir.
that MNC is contacting India through that state only.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
but however, here Israel has not. Okay, one difference why we cannot categorize it as external state threat is here Israel government has not authorized the Pegasus to go and look into the phones of Indians. It is the usage of the
Yes, sir.
agencies. Okay, fine. It can be maybe, you know, talking too much about Pegasus itself is a national security issue, so we'll not talk about it. Anyhow, so now that you are understanding what are external state, for example, the ISI, it is an intelligence wing of the Pakistan army. They are being used to spy on Indian soldiers, Indian soldier movements, capturing the Indian hotlines. Okay, and then the Chinese army who are coming and hacking websites of DRDO and hacking the army portals to smuggle secret documents, secret information. Okay, and then state-sponsored terrorism. Yes, state-sponsored terrorism. India is using that particular word across the world. State-sponsored terrorism is an external state threat. And we are not naming the country in multi-forums, but we are clear that we are pointing towards our northwestern neighbor. Okay, so state-sponsored terrorism is an external state threat. And then what are the other things? If Canadians, if someone in Canada is supporting the Khalistan movement in India, it is also an external state threat, because the government of Canada itself is sometimes making statements with regard to the Khalistan movement. Okay, it is the involvement of external state in the internal issues of India causing internal security issue. So these examples you can bring out in the external state. Okay, you can just give an introduction saying that the internal security of India is a very important aspect with regard to the peace and harmony in the country. Every now and then, due to many agencies, it is being threatened. And then give a brief explanation about what is external state and what is a non-state actor, and then come straight away to the side heading of external state, how it is going to disturb the internal security. We have discussed 4 or 5 examples. You give those examples. And now coming to the non-state actors who are threatening internal security. Non-state actors, who are they? You can talk about NGOs. You can talk about the movements, violent movements by certain associations. Okay. What else you can write? Communal groups. Communal groups are non-state actors. Even the Naxal movement is a non-state actor movement. Okay, all these are non-state acting movements which are threatening the internal security. Anil, how are the MNCs non-state actors? Okay, they are non-state actors, but how are they threatening internal security? MNCs, non-state actors who are threatening internal security.
Funding of terrorist groups through some shell companies.
Okay, but you cannot say MNCs, then you have to say shell companies. MNCs cannot
Even
be
some MNCs are lobbying, no sir, funding some terrorist groups in their vested interest.
See, MNC means multinational company. Company across countries or across nations generally doesn't involve in such things. You can better to write shell companies. Shell companies means what? Fake companies created for 2 purposes, either to divert the black money or to sponsor violence, or maybe sometimes the buying of weapons by these terrorist groups. Okay, MNCs means what? Google, Microsoft. Generally, our intention of MNCs is a company which is established across nations, and their impact is different. Their pressure lobbying is towards the policies of the government. They don't threaten
Yes, sir,
the internal
but
security.
in general they can be called non-state actor, no, sir.
But here we are bothered about non-state actors who are threatening only internal security. In NGOs
Then
also, in NGOs also there are some good NGOs. Central Electric, there is one NGO which is giving constructive feedback to the government regarding the electricity sector. How is it threatening internal security? If some
here
NGO,
also we are generally referring NGOs only, no, sir. We are not mentioning specific NGOs.
then we have to mention, we should say that some NGOs who are disturbing the internal security receiving funds from foreign, like that we have to write. We should not say directly that NGOs are the problem to internal security. No, not all NGOs are like that, right? For example, Ramakrishna Mission, it is also an NGO.
Like
Ramakrishna Mission is an NGO. How is it threatening internal security?
No, sir. In introduction, we can write these are non-state actors, and then later we can say some of these non-state actors.
You define what are external state actors and non-state actors.
Yeah, sir. That's what.
And then when you are writing internal security threats because of these actors, you say some of the NGOs receiving funds from some unauthorized, or you can exactly mean what you are saying, unauthorized or diverted, channelized funds from foreign agencies are supposedly creating security challenges, because we have not have any concrete proofs. Government also is blocking funds, blocking accounts, but it has not yet taken any NGO to court and made them accused. There are many accusations which have to be proved. So better to write supposedly. Whenever we are not sure, we'll write some NGOs are supposedly receiving funds, illegal funds from foreign countries and creating internal security challenges in India. Like that you write. Right? Is it clear, everyone? And then finally the measures. Measures to combat these threats. Obviously, what will be the measures to combat the external state threats? Have proper international order. Okay. So when will the one state stop suspecting other or trying to invade into others' privacies? You need to have proper peace in place. So you can write one of the point as promote international peace and harmony, and also empower nations like UN. Okay, when UN like nations are strengthened, the quarrel between the countries or suspicion between countries will come down. That is a very logical outcome. See, when the WTO was very strong in 1990s and 2000, the trade wars were not there. But now you see what is the fate of WTO. No one is bothering about WTO because now the trade wars are more. The protectionism is high. When the protectionism grows because of any reason, because of COVID, because of anything, the sacrosanctness of the world organizations will come down. So first point can be that. Second point is that we have to invest more on our defense infrastructure with regard to the cyber security, the cyber walls, okay, the firewalls as we call them, the antivirus systems. The government websites should preferably be not having very sensitive information. Okay, and then having proper intelligence, involvement of intelligence agencies like RAW, okay, NatGrid. All these are basically involved in addressing the challenges of external state actors. And then coming to the measures to curtail the challenges posed by the internal security actors, internal non-state actors. What will be the main this thing? For example, to bring down the Naxal menace, multi-pronged strategy of development, okay, developing the areas, promoting the infrastructure, giving them proper access to education and employment. So all these are the multi-pronged, and then suppressing the violence. Okay, and with regard to the NGOs, you can write the streamlining of FCRA, Foreign Contributions and Regulatory Act, so that the funds received by the NGOs are accounted and NGOs have to be made to file the returns. Okay, so that any money diverted to them from outside shall be properly traced. Okay, and then what will be other thing? So these are the important measures, and then conclude saying that we as a nation we have to look where we are having any weaknesses, okay, with regard to the foreign external players or maybe the internal players. The need of the hour is to have a holistic solution and a multi-pronged approach to address these challenges, so that the security challenges towards India are minimized. Mitigated is a very big word. We can never mitigate all the security challenges. We can always say the security challenges are minimized. So very elaborate question, which is challenging you on multiple fronts and which requires lot of analysis. So very good question, I would say. And if you can replicate at least 60 to 70% of what we discuss now, it will still be a very wonderful answer. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is a good dimension. Insurgency in the Northeast is actually supported by external state actors like China, who's supplying. Yeah, I missed this point. It's a good point, Vaishnavi. So the Northeast insurgency, especially the Nagaland insurgency, is proven to be supported by non-state actors from China, external state actors from China, China army. Okay, terrorism in Pakistan. Naxalism is not an external state thing, Vaishnavi. Naxalism is not an external state actor. Again, external non-state actor. What did you try to tell? This is external state actors. No, here you have to write non-state actors. There are nothing called I think you got confused with the demand of the question. The demand of the question is external state actors and inside India non-state actors, not external non-state actors. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Interpol also is a very good dimension. You can write that. Okay. Your content is good, but you just see, that's what I'm saying. For internal security, the challenge is to understand the question. Your content is all good, but then one dimension you got wrong. And this, see, external non-state actor. This entire thing has now become, as an examiner, if I'm seeing that, I got an impression that, okay, one part of the question you did not understand. And though you have made a very good presentation, you will end up scoring only 1/4 or 1/3 marks. Okay.